welcome back to Why We Collect, a collecting podcast all about everything and anything you could collect. Today I'm with Amber. Amber, what do you collect?
I collect Funko Pops.
Oh yeah, a almost I feel controversial thing to collect because I feel like they're a very love it or hate it kind of figure.
Oh man, that hurts me to hear.
I don't know. I'm just saying what I see online because I feel like I see a lot of people that love them and get a million of them, and then a lot of people say that they hate them and they never want to buy any of their stuff. I have some, so I'm not a hater, but just bring that up because I feel like it's a divisive one. So, but why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everyone a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Amber. I'm from Maryland. I'm 25. I'm a teacher, and again, I collect Funko Pops.
Yeah.
I currently
So
have over 100.
it's quite a lot.
Yes.
Did you most like recently hit the 100 mark?
Yes,
How
just within the
exciting!
last week.
What was number 100?
Honestly, I lost track of which one was exactly 100, but I know 101 was my breast cancer Batman.
Oh, awesome! I forgot they made those.
Yes.
Those are cool ones. So some general housekeeping before we get more into the show. I host another podcast called Blood Monsters and Fears. That is a horror and monster movie review show that I do with my girlfriend, who is a horror movie expert, and I haven't seen like any horror movies. So we get some expert eyes and some fresh eyes on those shows and talk about them with you. And this is a brand new show too. And if anyone enjoys what they hear and what they listen to, feel free to like and share, tell your friends about it. And I guess we can just get rolling with the show. And me and Amber actually know each other through Circa fam, so shout out to any other Circa Survive fans out there.
Yes.
Basically, anybody and everyone who has a safe camp symbol in their Twitter name follows each other. It seems like so everyone at least knows each other a little bit after all these years. It seems like, which is a pretty neat community.
Yeah, it really is.
Mm. And so, why don't you tell me where did the interest and love for Funko Pops come from?
So it kind of started out of nowhere. I was at Target with my boyfriend last December, and I saw this giant SpongeBob Funko Pop, and I love SpongeBob already. I have a million things SpongeBob. So when I saw it, I immediately fell in love with it, and my boyfriend later bought it for me for Christmas, and that kind of started the wave. So it slowly started with just the SpongeBob collection, and I basically, to my knowledge, have every SpongeBob Funko Pop that they have made. Um, and from there, it just kind of got a little chaotic.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like everybody has something, so that's where I got the idea of the show for. But so where did the love from SpongeBob come from? Just from growing up watching?
Yeah, I grew up watching it a lot. And then
Mhm.
just even as an adult, it's kind of just been my like background noise, go to just thing to put on. Um, and I love SpongeBob as a character. I know some people find him very annoying and obnoxious, but I'm here for it. Um, and yeah, like I said, I just already own a lot of SpongeBob stuff in general, and so then the Funko Pop craze. So like I have a giant mouse pad that's SpongeBob. I have like the DVDs, some hoodies and shirts, and yeah.
A little bit of everything.
Yep.
No, yeah, I feel like it's very rare for somebody our age because I'm also 25. I feel like it's very rare for someone our age to not be very into SpongeBob in some way because it was just like so integrated to all of our childhoods, whether it's the toys, the commercials, the
Yeah,
cartoons, everything. It was just everywhere when we were growing up. So
exactly.
that's why I'm
No,
actually
it
kind of
really is.
surprised that like in general collecting SpongeBob stuff isn't like as common for people our age. Like that seems like it would be a very big possibility, but I guess you kind of proved that that is a thing for some people.
Yep. I mean, you never know. Us nerds,
Exactly.
we're out here.
Exactly. Are you a big figure or toy person in general, or is it pretty much just the Funko Pops that get you?
No, it's basically just the Funkos.
Hmm.
Because if I start with anything else, it's just again, it's gonna get chaotic.
You don't want to go
Stuck.
too deep with something
Sorry, stick
else.
with one thing. Yeah, no, stick with one thing. I've gotten a little bit into like the Funko Pezzes. But
Oh.
again, I'm like to slow my roll and you know just stick with the little pops. But I still
Hmm.
have plenty of things planned in store. But yeah, I'm just trying to slow down a little bit for now.
Yeah, I get you. They're not the cheapest things, so especially the bigger ones I know could cost a pretty penny.
Yes, and some, I mean, there are, I guess, more rare ones that are limited edition,
Hmm.
and things of that sort. So I've found one that I really wanted online that was $250, and I was like, guess not. So it all just depends. Yeah, the one that I actually currently have that's the most expensive is reselling for, I think, 75, $80 right now, and I bought it for
Yeah, it's pretty
50.
good.
So,
Dang.
yep.
Which one is that?
It's a Harry Potter flying on a broom.
Nice.
Yeah. And I
Would you?
actually just, sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Well, I was saying I recently pre-ordered the Lincoln Park Hybrid Theory. And not that
Ooh.
I by any means have any plan of selling it in the future, but I know down the road that is probably going to be up there as
Oh
far
yeah.
as um, good value resale.
Are you partly into it for the investment aspect, or just for your personal stuff, like to have them for you, or do you plan on trying to make money off the day?
Um, I mean, honestly, I guess a little bit of both because I figure even still down the road, given even 20 years, maybe I won't be necessarily as into them as I am now. And so I'm hoping that, given when that time comes, that some of them will be worth a pretty penny and I'll feel a little better about having invested so much money in them now.
I get you.
But yeah, I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon because honestly, like goals is like I want like a whole Funko wall. I've Google searched them; they exist, they're a thing, and they're
Oh, I'm
sick.
sure.
So I want one.
I know. Trying to look like a hot topic, basically.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
I know. Is it so? That is the end goals. You want to have like hundreds, thousands, just whatever you can come across.
Probably, I mean, not quite thousands, but whichever ones definitely do like float my boat or fit the collection that I'm going for.
Hmm.
And I mean, yeah, depending on however many it takes to fill up how whatever big wall I
So
want.
again, hello everybody. This horseshit fucking program. It doesn't want to work right. I apologize for my language. I'm frustrated with the evil online bear known as Craig, but not me, other evil Craig. He is recording us, but he kept disconnecting. So for the upteenth time, Amber, why don't you tell me about the curtain pops that you want to get?
So it started with The Nightmare Before Christmas. I have all of the ones for that movie currently. Or well, I wouldn't say all, I guess close to all. You never technically have all of the Funko Pops. It's always too much. Um,
Impossible.
but yeah, from there, I want to get the ones for like Corpse Bride and Beetlejuice and Edward Scissorhands. They just recently released. So I'm going for like a whole like Tim Burton section area.
That is very exciting. I'm a very big Tim Burton fan too, so and those are ones I'm sure would be pretty expensive to buy secondhand because Tim Burton collectors are very ferocious about getting everything and anything they can.
Yes, like a lot of his ones for the Alice in Wonderland that he did.
Hmm.
They're already pretty expensive resale, and they're hard to get. So you either have to jump on them like right when they drop or pre-order them. So yeah.
How do you pre-order them?
Honestly, just a lot of websites that either Funko kind of releases them out to or Funko itself.
Oh, okay, cool. I
You
didn't know if you could
can
buy
keep
from them
your like
direct.
notifications. Yeah, so Funko does have its own website, but they have so many, I guess, like companies and stuff that they sell through. Like one of the ones that I use a lot is Pop in a Box, and they're pretty good about like notifying you as soon as stuff is dropping and stuff like that. So they're like, pre-order this now.
It's a fantastic name, Pop in a Box.
Yeah,
That's really
and
funny.
you can even subscribe to like monthly subscription boxes, and I haven't gone that crazy yet. But
Are you thinking about it though?
I have thought about it because you can get as far as like customizing which ones they'll send you. Like if I want
Ooh, that's
like
kind of cool.
Marvel related ones or Disney related ones and stuff like that. So that is kind of a cool aspect. Um, I've thought about it, but I'm like, do I really need to go that overboard? I currently still need to buy another shelf for my room just because I'm getting to have too many and I'm running out of like bookcases and places otherwise.
Yeah, I feel like pops are kind of a hard one if you are very conscious about how much space they take up because personally, I don't think they look out good out of the box. And I've never seen a Funko Pop collector that had them like displayed out of box.
Yeah, I am the same way. Kind of anytime I see them out of the box, I have like one that's out of the box. Um, but when I see like a lot of them in like a shelf or something that are not in the box, I kind of cringe. I'm just like, it doesn't look right.
Yeah, because at
But
that point, I almost feel like they just kind of look like whatever bobbleheads. Like I feel like a lot of the coolness factor of pops is their like box art that's unique to each series they're a part of.
yeah, I was just about to say, honestly, like the box itself is kind of like a big part of it. Um, because I do like how they really like make the face, I guess, and like the design of the Funko like really big on the
Mhm.
box. So that's really cool.
So, do you like how a lot of pops have that similar design in the face and stuff, or do you wish there was ever a bit more uniqueness between pop figures? Because a lot of people, as far as I know, the criticism is the big black eyes that are on every single figure. But I feel like that's kind of like what makes it a Funko Pop too.
I was just about to say, I was like, if people are complaining about the black eyes, like to me, that is the Funko like trademark is the big black eyes.
Hmm.
So I mean, I love them, and I like how they actually do have some different like variations of the eyes depending on like certain characters. So like I have a Nightcrawler one, and he's got yellow eyes.
Ooh.
I know they make like a Storm, and she's got white eyes. They also, I know I don't have it, but like the Umbrella Academy, Vanya, they
Hmm.
make her, and she has white eyes. Um, so it just depends. They do, kind of have some variations. I have a Reptar. He has orange eyes. Sorry, I'm
That's
kind of
awesome.
like look around. Oh, I have a Toph from Avatar, and hers are like
Ooh.
a milky, like white. So that's really cool.
Best character in that show.
Yes, for an
I
Iroh.
I'm trying to look at mine real quick. I have like a solid 10 on my shelf, and they all have black eyes but one. I have a Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, and he has like the lime green kind of eyes.
Okay, yeah, yeah. I've noticed if it is like an actual um like black character, like Toothless, or like I have like Lucy from Disenchantment.
Hmm.
They will try to like make the eyes not black because then otherwise it's just like black on black and you can't tell the difference. So like
Yeah,
Lucy's
that makes
eyes are white.
sense.
Um,
Yeah, I could
so
see that. It's interesting. I got that Toothless at a Walgreens. I wonder if it's worth anything.
very
I feel like
nice.
I feel like it's random pops that end up being worth a lot of money. So,
It honestly, in some cases, it is. I think one of the most expensive ones, and it resales for like over $2,000. It's one of the like either Boo Berry or Count Chocula, one of
oh
those guys.
really? How
Yeah.
funny.
Um, they made those into Funkos, and yeah, one of them resells for like a crazy amount. I know even they made like a Ozzy
Insane.
Osbourne that resells for a lot of money. Um,
At one
yeah,
point, I had
it
some
kind of,
expensive ones I sold. I had all the original, the first print of all the Steven Universe ones at one point,
oh, nice.
like with the glowing belly for Steven and stuff. So
That would have been really cool.
yeah, if I knew you at the time, I probably would have hit you up before I sold them. But at the time, I was just like, I'm purging a bunch of stuff, and I was like,
Yeah,
how much did I sell them for? And I just threw them up on eBay for 100, and they sold in the first 10 minutes. I was like, maybe I should have asked for more.
yeah, you probably should have. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
well, I don't know. It's because I mean, pops are my expertise, of course. So
Yeah,
I didn't
no,
really
it's
look
all
into it. I'm just like, I know it's real. Like, what is it? My girlfriend got she has a Spike from Cowboy Bebop, and I think that's like about $100 pop, and she got it for like $6 or $7 at a record store in town. So
nice.
yeah, so it seems
Sometimes you get lucky, and
exactly. It's just crazy how there's no consistency. It doesn't seem to be like based off of how old the pop is. It doesn't seem to be based off the series. It just seems like some. I don't even know if they're more desirable. They just got lower print runs or what. Because I don't know if Funko releases numbers when they make new figures.
yeah, I've honestly wondered that as well. Because sometimes, like the ones that I'm searching for that I like can't find at all or go for crazy amounts, I'm like, really, this is one that like people are going for, and then one that like I would have thought like people would have jumped on, like it's still sitting there, you know. So
like,
it
like
is
that's
it
one of
really
the
is hit
things.
or miss.
Like how you said your Harry Potter one is really expensive. Like that's Harry Potter. There's no way that wasn't mass produced.
Yeah, well, that one actually specifically is. So actually, here I'm gonna go look at it.
Okay, yeah, it's
Uh,
fine. Prove me wrong. It was an
sorry,
exclusive somewhere, right?
it is. Yes, it is a 2017 summer convention exclusive.
There we go.
So, and like I had mentioned, there's one that I had also wanted. It's the Luna Lovegood, where she's wearing like the swirly goggle glasses. Um,
Okay.
and that one is from the same convention, but that one's reselling for $250. So it just depends. And I mean, honestly, I've decided not to buy any more Harry Potter ones with J.K. Rowling's recent things. But
No, yeah, that's fair. I
yeah,
know a lot of people have been boycotting a lot of her stuff in general, which is fair because it's always good to put your money where your mouth is. So I
yeah,
respect that because I know a lot of people they're concerned with the upcoming game because it looks really good and it's like the company making it saying that J.K. Rowling isn't involved, but it's like there's no way she isn't.
right.
She's
Either
famously
way, she's
hands on
getting
with
money.
everything Harry
Right.
Potter. So,
Yeah. Either way, she's
so
getting the money from it somehow. So
exactly. So it's like, but good on you for putting like I said, putting your money where your mouth is. Because a lot of people, they'd be like, "Man, that sucks," but I still love Harry Potter, so whatever, I'm gonna go buy it. So, but
yeah,
at least if you're
no,
buying it secondhand, she's not getting the money. There's one way to look at it.
that is true. But no, I mean, honestly, I only have 8 Harry Potter ones, and I'm
Mhm.
pretty happy. The 8 that I have, I don't really feel the need for any more. I originally was going to buy some more, but then again, with everything that happened, I was just like, yeah, no, I don't feel the need to. So,
I understand it's hard
is
when the artist is a piece of shit. So
yeah, yeah.
that's why I like the meme of just Hatsune Miku made everything because Hatsune Miku wrote Harry Potter is perfectly fine with me.
Exactly.
She wrote Harry Potter and she created Minecraft. She's the greatest creator of our time. But you were talking about the expensive pops. Do you have a limit for yourself that you set, like whether it be officially or just kind of arbitrarily in your head? Like you're like, no way I'll ever spend that much on a piece of plastic, essentially.
Yeah, so again, I've capped myself so far at 50.
Hmm.
That Harry Potter one was the most expensive one that I did buy, and truthfully, it was because I had already looked into buying it online.
Hmm.
And it was already selling for 75. So when I knew someone who was selling it for 50, I just hopped on it. Um,
Yeah.
but that one honestly kind of hurt me because, like you said, it's a tiny piece of plastic, and again, I'm thinking, long run, like again, even in 10, 20 years will I really be into these things? And then I'm hoping that some of them I can sell at that point and be like,
Hmm.
okay, the like thousand some dollars that I've dropped into these was worth it. But yeah, currently I just can't really justify over like 30 for one. So there've
Hmm.
been a couple that I really want, like L from Death Note.
Oh yeah.
Um, well, all of them, truthfully, like Light, Ryuk, all of them, they're super expensive.
Oh, I
But
bet.
Light I found for 55, and I'm thinking honestly about jumping on it soon, just because they don't even
Just
make
because
those
it's a good
anymore.
deal.
Well, they don't even
Hmm.
make them. So just having
Yeah,
found
they
it,
did them right. Isn't that the word when they stop printing them? They bought them or something like that.
yeah, they vault them. So, I mean, Light and Ryuk are like $100 each,
Oh
and I
wow.
can't really justify that. But like I said, Light's only 55, so I might bite that bullet. But otherwise, yeah, just because the tiny piece of plastic aspect, like you said,
No, yeah, and it's
I
like
feel bad.
I mean, yeah, I have no judgment for people that do spend hundreds or thousands or whatever on stuff because I spent a lot of money on collectibles before too, so it's like I understand. It's just
Yeah,
I think it's a little different for me since I mostly focus on games and at least that's an interactive media. I feel like it'd be harder for me with like figures and stuff because it's like you just kind of put it on a shelf and that's it. And it's like to some
that
people that's
yeah,
okay, but for others it's like that's why I'm more into the interactive media because at least I maybe I'll drop $100 a game and I'm like, oh man, that's $100. But then if it's like 100-hour game, I'm like, I definitely got my mileage out of my money for something like that.
yeah. No, I totally get that because I've even had a couple times where I'm like, man, I spent how much money on these things, and all I can do is stare at them.
Hey, so sometimes it's fun to just stare at things though when you know what they are, or you just think they're cool. So
Yeah, no, and they really are. And again, like all of them in some way are pretty like unique to me and what I love and stuff. So I'm like, I love my collection. So
no, yeah, that's one thing I think that seems cool about what you have is it seems very representative of you and it seems
yes.
so curated to your taste and it's really cool. Like I feel like if I came to your house and I saw your pop collection, I feel like I would get a good understanding of you. And that's a really cool kind of thing you could say that I feel like you wouldn't be able to say about most collections because most people just gobble up everything or it's a bunch of random things opposed to
Yeah.
yours, which is like all stuff that's very curated to your taste.
Yeah, no, I just that and that's the thing is like if I'm here to spend the money on it, like I'm not gonna spend the money on something that I don't really like or doesn't really interest me just to even honestly finish a whole collection. I'm not gonna buy certain ones that I don't really care for.
Yeah, so you're not at
So
all a completionist collector then?
no, because again, like if I tried to, there are just some that it would just be never ending. Like with The Nightmare Before Christmas, there are at least like 10 different versions of Jack alone.
Oh God.
So, Batman, there's, I think, at least like 20 different versions of him out there right now.
Oh yeah.
So, it's too much. So, yeah, no, there's got to be a point where I'm like, okay, this just has to, you know.
I understand. Do you have a like a holy grail that you're after, something that you really, really want, like the number one pop you're going for, or hoping you get a good deal on?
So there are three that I really, really want right now, and these are the ones that are like way above like my price point where I might have to just like ask somebody for like Christmas or birthday, like, hey, um,
There you go.
that Luna Lovegood one. That one is currently $250, but it would complete my Luna Lovegood collection because I have the other two um, that are made for her. Um, there's like a normal Luna Lovegood, and then there's one where she's wearing like the Gryffindor lion from I think it's the sixth movie before they go to the Quidditch game.
Oh, okay, cool.
And then the goggles, and the one with her in the goggles is the one that's crazy expensive. So there's that one. There is a lock, shock, and barrel in the bathtub, um, and that one
That's
I think
awesome.
is around $100. The last time I checked. And
Less than I thought,
then
honestly. Just because it
Still,
sounds really cool, and it sounds like one of the larger size ones, and it seems like those ones
it
always
is.
go up.
Yep, it's one of those larger size ones. So yeah, it is really cool. But again, $100. I'm like, I have
Hmm.
this. And then the last one, I haven't started the collection for this movie yet, but I really want to because it's definitely like top 5 Disney movies from my childhood. Is Hercules. But they
Oh, nice.
make excuse me, they make a Pain and Panic combo, and that one is like 75, $80. But those are the only Pain and Panic that they make.
Oh, interesting. It didn't get thrown.
I know. Um, but yeah. And so even right now, as far as I know, a lot of the Hercules ones are pretty hard to find. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, sometimes it's a lot of times when I find a lot of the best deals for the things that I go for, I find them in the least expecting places. Like a lot of the best deals I've gotten on games have been in record stores because it's like they have them, but it's not their specialty kind of thing.
Hmm.
So, or
Yeah, it's
even
funny.
just thrift stores, good like that.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that because there's actually this comic book store all the way out in Annapolis. So I'm kind of close to like the DC area, so Annapolis is
Hmm.
still 45 minutes to an hour from me. But there's this comic book store that they have tons of Funko Pops, and it seems like from the kind of pictures that I've seen them post, they have a lot of the ones that you can't really find as easily online. So I'm like really trying to go there within the next couple of weeks, and probably gonna drop a pretty penny.
I feel that I've done that a few times where it's like I know I'm going somewhere out of state, and there's this store that I know it, and I just save up all my money to just blow a bunch there.
Yep.
It's an
So
awesome feeling though. It feels so like freeing to just be like, here's fuck you money. Here's just get a bunch of things that I want.
yep, exactly. And just they have crazy numbers of shelves from what I've seen. So I'm just ready
That's
to go in
awesome.
there and be like a kid in a candy store, like
Hey, or sorry, not is there is like where do you get most of yours? Do you go the eBay route, the Amazon route? Do you try to get them locally? What is your usual routine on getting more for the collection?
so most of them that I have gotten so far have been through either Pop in a Box or Box Lunch or like Funko itself.
Hmm.
But then I have found ones, at my local Target when I've gone there. I've found some on like GameStop.com, on FYE.com, a few on Amazon, um, kind of mostly online for sure, especially with Rona and everything, because I only
Oh yeah,
started
of
my
course.
really actually once the pandemic happened. Like I said, my boyfriend bought me my first one last Christmas, and that's when it kind of did start. Um, but it was more so once Rona hit and I had like nothing to do and I was spending my money like crazy stuff.
It's
So
kind of
I
funny.
felt that
That's
like, ooh.
Yeah, that seems to
um,
have happened with a lot of people. It seems like a lot of different things like Pokemon cards and video games and stuff like that all started spiking when people were home because people just had nothing to do, so they were online shopping.
that was exactly what it is. Like, I mean, there would be times I would go on a website to, just window shop and I'd be like, "Ooh, I want this one and this one," and I'd go back the next day and like they'd all be sold out, and I'm like, "Why is everybody else buying these too?" But yeah, everybody else had the same idea as I did. Nothing better to do. Let's online shop.
That is the
So
worst when you're like, oh yeah, I'll be there tomorrow, and then you come back and it's gone. You're like, ah,
yep. So and that's where I've kind of learned sometimes to just like bite the bullet and like either pre-order the one or just
mm-hmm.
order it if it's there and in stock because I've lost out on a couple where now I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to pay like 3 times as much. So
And that always hurts, especially when it's like right when it comes out. Like I feel like it doesn't sting as much when it's like a 10-year-old thing, but when it came out a week ago and you're already paying double if you really want it.
yep. So yeah, I've jumped on a few pre-orders like pretty quickly because of that reason.
It's
Like I
usually worth it in
recently,
the end.
recently pre-ordered the Linkin Park Hybrid Theory. I'm
Hmm.
super excited about.
That's a cool one. I saw you tweeted that one out.
Yes, so very very excited for that one, and I know again down the road, if in 20 some years I'm tired of these things, that one especially will probably be worth a pretty penny. So
Yeah, I could see that. Everyone. I mean, not everyone. A lot of people love Linkin Park, and I feel like that's also a very unique looking pop. Like the way they did, like kind of the reddish reflection on it is a very
yeah,
unique looking item. So I like that one a lot too.
yeah, and I know on Linkin Park's website where they were selling it, I think it sold out within the first day.
Oh wow, that's wild.
Yeah, it's
Always a good sign.
yeah, but it's a tricky game out here because sometimes you never know. Like some pre-orders, they'll day one done. Some, they're there the whole time.
Hmm.
Just depends.
Never sells out. I was gonna ask you. You mentioned getting them from different places like Fye and box lunch and things like that. How do you feel about how crazy Funko gets with store exclusives?
Um, it has frustrated me a couple times, but I think because I'm not like super super collector, it doesn't really bother me.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I know there have been a couple like certain exclusive like GameStop only whatever ones that I like haven't been able to get or missed out on the pre-order for. Um, where again, then I didn't get it, so kind of sucks because then you just kind of have to wait until it like hits the more mainstream websites. And I guess when I say more mainstream, I just mean like
Like
Amazon
the
when
secondhand
someone's
market,
selling
basically.
it. Yeah,
Hmm.
uh, but it hasn't really bothered me too much. I think for
Yeah,
the
I don't
most
know.
part, I've lucked out and I've
It's
gotten.
hard because I feel like they do it so much that's borderline anti-consumer to me.
Yeah, I can understand that for sure. Like especially when I tried to get.
Hello? Oh, sorry, you cut out for a second.
Oh, sorry. Um, no, I said I can definitely understand that frustration. There was one that I tried to get. I believe it was from Box Lunch. Um, it was the Nightcrawler edition. So I have one the like original Nightcrawler that they just recently dropped, but then they had like a different one from the Comic Con. And I tried to order that one along with the Yzma that they made, where she's like the cat holding the poison bottle. And I
That's
got the
awesome.
Yzma, but then I missed out on the Nightcrawler, and I don't really know how because I pre-ordered both of them at the same time. But then, like later on, they refunded me and like emailed me, and they were like, "Sorry, this one was actually out of stock when you ordered it." And I'm like, "Was it out of stock when it was like still up?" And like I clicked pre-order, so that's frustrated me because it's actually happened a couple of times. Um, where I've just been like refunded the money on like pre-orders and they were like, "Oh yeah, like we had it up unfortunately, but it was already actually out of stock." So, but I
Yeah,
guess it just
that's
is what
that's the most
it is in
annoying thing when you're like, yes, I secured it. I don't have to worry about it. I have it now. And then they're like, just kidding.
right. Yeah, but again, I think just with the pandemic, like everybody's online shopping and just
Hmm.
ordering stuff up like crazy, so sometimes the website just honestly can't even keep up.
Glitches out,
And
yeah. That happened a
it's
lot with the new consoles that have been coming out too.
oh goodness. I bet that's pissed off a lot of people.
Oh yeah. Well, it's
I know.
it's hard because it's like I don't know. I feel like maybe I'm wrong, but the point of pre-orders when I hear that word is I think that that's to give you an idea of how much to manufacture. So whenever a pre-order sells out,
Mm,
I'm just like, what?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I feel like that it kind of defeats the purpose because it's like, aren't you gonna make more than if more people pre-order it? Like, don't you want to
Right.
make more money?
Yep, I'm exactly in the same boat. Like prime example, I pre-ordered a Snoopy where he's like chilling on his little doghouse. And so it said that it was going to be released in November. I pre-ordered it, I believe, in July. Um, So then I guess they got like an early shipment of them in August. At the time, like I wasn't working, I wasn't teaching. So honestly, like my funds were really tight. And when they tried to take out the money, it didn't go through. So then I emailed them probably about a week later when I did have the money then in my account. And they basically were like, oh, yeah, like, we're out of stock now. Um, so it sounded like to me in the message that I was like shit out of luck. But luckily, I emailed them like back again and I was like, look, I pre ordered. Like, that doesn't sound right that you can then be like out of stock. But then this other
Yeah.
lady emailed me back and explained that, like, oh, there's still going to be like the regular batch that like comes out in November. But like basically, you just like missed out on like the early batch. And I was
Hmm.
like, you mother effers.
My God.
Like you told me November, I expected November. Like, so that's a little upsetting because like I could have it right now, but it's okay. Good
Man,
things
that's a
take time.
pain.
So it's
I
all
know,
good.
but
Either
that's
way,
not right either because I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people if that's their situation. They shouldn't take it early.
well, there's been a couple times where even like again like with the pre-order dates, like there's been times when they say, oh, pre-order date in, released in July or released in September, but it's like vice versa. I've had ones that
Hmm.
were supposed to come in September that came in July, and I had ones that were supposed to be released in July that came in September. So they're kind of just all
Jeez.
out of whack, I feel like, with their dates right now.
I know. I wonder if it's always been this way, if it's just a pandemic thing.
I'm wondering that too, but it
Yeah,
is
because
what it is.
I know they've been doing the Funko Pops for like at least 10 years now, right? I feel like it's been a long time.
I think, yeah, they started in '08 from what I believe.
Do you wish you would have started earlier now since you're into it?
Yes and no. Just because I feel like had I started earlier, I wouldn't have some of like the cool ones that I have now that are
Hmm.
more like newer. But then it just makes me also think like what really cool ones are they going to release like down the road? And I feel like either way, I'm going to end up with just a lot.
Hmm.
So had I started earlier, I would have way more than I have now. So no, I think I'm all right just because I'm already out of room in my room. So
Fair. Do you
I need to get.
do you get any of them just because they're collectible, or do you stick to just to what you want for the most part? Like if you find one that's an expensive one and you see it for a cheap price, will you pick it up just because of what it is, or would you pass on it and let someone else get it since it's not something that you're looking for?
Um, honestly, because I don't like really keep up with which ones are like collectible, I don't think I would
Hmm.
know which ones like are and aren't. So no, I truly just stick with the ones that interest me. And if they happen to down the road end up really collectible, then cool.
Hmm.
But again, right now I'm just here for to look at them.
I get you. Would you ever do anything like how people will fly to Comic Con just for getting the exclusive pops and stuff? Would you ever reach out like that to get some of the ones that you want, or is that a little too far for you?
Um, Not necessarily. I've always actually wanted to go to a Comic Con really bad. So I think just the aspect that like Funko is there and releases only exclusive ones.
Hmm.
I would definitely try to snag a seat because I think it's actually like really exclusive even there. Like you have to like get a ticket or something or number or I don't
Crazy.
even know. You're in like a raffle. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Um, so I feel like you're kind of more in or like you have better luck to just try to buy them online once they drop. So no, I wouldn't just go to a Comic Con specifically for Funkos, but like I definitely just want to go to a Comic Con, and because
That's fair.
Funkos release there, then yeah, I'm gonna try. But not solely for that, for sure.
I know. I wonder. Do you know how they did it this year since there wasn't really a Comic Con? Did they just do them online?
So I think they had what was called like Virtual Con.
Oh.
And it was still kind of, I think they still did some type of like raffle base as far as like who could get them from the actual virtual con. But then they did have
Hmm.
ones like that were just released out to specific like websites. Like one of the ones I got, I think from Box Lunch was like the Yzma. And it just was
Okay.
like 2020 summer convention limited edition exclusive.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't even think about that till right now because I know they're always one of the biggest people at Comic-Con every year.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
In terms of like at least the exclusive, I used to follow their account on Twitter for a long time. I never unfollowed it because I did that thing where they were giving away free pop once, and I tried to win it, and I was like the one that won out of like the 20,000 retweets. So that definitely made my
Wow.
week. It wasn't anything crazy. I think it was like the Walmart exclusive Kylo Ren or something like that, and I don't know if that's cool or not. I don't even think I actually have it anymore. I think I got rid of it when I purged a bunch of stuff, but it was neat just because that was such a slim chance win, so that was pretty exciting.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the fact though that you like just won a contest. And, like, that's awesome.
Exactly.
I'm never that
Because for a
lucky.
long time, I really did want to go. I wanted to go crazy on pops for a long time, and then I just kind of decided that that was one more thing to take up a lot of room. So, but I still like the ones that I have. I've all the Persona 5 ones, and then the How to Train Your Dragon one, and actually I think that's it. I did have the breast cancer
Oh,
Harley Quinn, but I don't
okay,
think I
yeah, I
have that
have
one
that
anymore
one.
either. That one's really cool. I thought about getting some of the Harley Quinn ones again just because I recently watched the DC show, the cartoon. I don't know if you've
Okay.
seen it, but it's amazing.
No, I honestly have not.
It is the best cartoon to
I'll
come
have
out
to
in
check it
years. Not
out.
even kidding. It's so funny. Me and my girlfriend watched the whole thing in like a week. It was incredible. So
All right.
10 out of 10 recommend, especially if you're a Batman fan, which it seems like you are.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely check that out. Thank you.
If there, whether it be figure related or not, is there anything else that you either would like to collect or have thought about collecting?
Um, just like in general.
Yeah, just anything else. Is there anything that's crossed your mind or you thought about maybe getting into one day?
Mm, honestly, no. This was kind of like the first thing I really got into that I've ever really like collected. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just having fun with it and just getting the ones that I truly like and that interest me the most. Um, but I can't even think like if I were to collect anything else, what it would be. I mean, like I have vinyls, but I wouldn't necessarily say like I'm a vinyl collector because I'm not like out here like trying to get all the variants of like certain albums and stuff like that. Like again, even with my vinyls, I just have like the albums that I really like and from like either my favorite bands or that from my childhood that I love the most.
Hmm.
And I just kind of stick with that. I'm pretty simple. I don't
Yeah, there's
need
nothing
like
wrong with that.
crazy amounts of things.
I mean, at the end of
Yeah.
the day, it's all supposed to be fun anyway. So,
Yeah, no, exactly.
of
But
course.
I
Do you
can't
have any
think of anything I want
do you
to
have any
collect.
tips for anyone out there that wants to collect Funko Pops? Any general things that people should follow or try to do if they want to get into it like you do?
Um, definitely, I guess use or not definitely, but I would suggest that Pop in a Box website. They
Hmm.
let you kind of create like a little like my collection section where you can basically like on their website select all the ones that you have, and that's kind of helped me keep tabs
Oh, there you
because
go. That's good.
otherwise I literally always have to like run into my room and like take a quick look around of like which ones do I have again? Dude, because I honestly I've ordered a couple times now just because I
Oh yeah.
forget which ones I don't have. Um, and so that's been really cool. And then they have an app where you can obviously turn on like notifications when certain things are dropping or when they're getting new like pre-order releases. And so that's how I actually found out immediately when the Linkin Park one dropped.
Oh, there you
And
go.
so I
Cool.
jumped right away. So just yeah, like Pop in a Box, even just Funko or like Box Lunch. They all have apps, and you can turn on like the notifications for the Funko specifically for when those are releasing. Or like Funko has a Twitter, and I follow that, and I have the notifications turned on. Excuse me. So I get when again like certain things are dropping for the first time. Um, just kind of keeping up with Funko itself, I would say.
Good to know. I think people would appreciate that. So to close up, is there anything for yourself you'd like to pimp? Anything you want people to follow you on, or anything like that?
Oh, no.
Or do you want to not? Do you not want people to follow you?
Uh, no, I kind of like to keep my life more so private.
That's
So
fair.
I appreciate you on here for sure. But yeah, no, I'm not going to be out here pimping myself. I honestly don't even have an Instagram. I have a Twitter and like a Facebook, but like my Facebook's pretty exclusive. And even my Twitter, I'm not out here like, oh, I need followers. So
I get it.
for
Just
likes,
I always
guys.
like to check.
Just out here for likes. No, I appreciate it.
Yes, of course. So thank you for being on. I appreciate it. I think you've helped me and everyone else listening learn a lot about Funko Pops.
Oh, of course. I hope it helps someone, or I hope someone decides maybe they'll get into it.
Yes.
I know, like I said, I definitely didn't anticipate getting into them, but they've just become really fun to get into. And I think if you, yeah, like get into them more for like the ones that you're actually interested in, than just like, oh, I need to find the ones that I'm gonna make money off of and stuff. Um, has definitely helped. Like, just start small. Like, what's your favorite movie, or what's your favorite, TV show? Because that's where it started for me. My favorite TV show, SpongeBob. Here we are,
Good.
100 fucking.
That is the way it should be. I always tell people, never turn collecting into a job. It's a hobby for a reason. It's supposed to be fun. There's no rules and
Yeah,
just do what you want. So,
right. Exactly.
yep. So if anyone else would like to be on the show, you can hit me up at Why We Collect on Twitter or my personal at Craigley1234. I don't have any like really restrictions or rules. If anyone collects something, they just want to come on the show and talk about it, just hit me up. And of course, thank you for listening. If you liked it, share around. Thank you again, Amber, for coming on, and I'll see y'all next week.
All right. Thank you again for having me, and thank you guys for listening.